Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. State Council recommends a national strategy for crafts industries. An agreement is signed for developing west of Al Irfan city area in the governorate of Muscat with a cost of 5 billion Omani riyals. More than 1.1 billion Omani riyals is the total revenues by NEMA Group in 2017. And the third regional preparatory meeting for the International Telecommunication Union Plenipotentiary Conference is held in Muscat. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. State Council in its 11th regular session discussed challenges facing craft industries in the Sultanate. The Council came up with a number of recommendations like finding legislation to protect craft industries and putting a national strategy for them. State Council members also discussed increasing the number of handicraft training centers in various governorates of the Sultanate and support handicraft products, especially in the tourism sector. The members also discussed a recommendation to prevent importing duplicate handicraft products which are manufactured outside the Sultanate and limit expatriate workers' domination over the manufacturing and marketing of these products. The session was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Mandri, Chairman of the State Council. Omani Company for Touristic Development Umran and Majid Al Futtaim Group announced partnership strategy agreement aimed to develop west of Al Irfan city area. The partnership based on developing an integrated front to form new urbanized center for the governorate of Muscat. The new partnership will play a major role in the economy development agenda in the Sultanate and reflects the main role of Umran as an encouragement tool for investment and partnerships with international developers. The invested value of partnership in this project reached 5 billion Omani riyals at an area of 4.5 million square meters. The agreement was signed with the attendance of His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud al-Sunaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Umran. The completion of strategic study for the project of linking electricity networks between the south and north of the Sultanate and implementing it was revealed by NEMA Group in its annual press conference. The press conference also revealed NEMA Group revenues in 2017, which reached more than 1.1 billion Omani riyals. It also discussed utilization of renewable energy projects along with the privatization of electricity companies in the Sultanate. NEMA Group companies' investments focused on expanding electric transport networks and connecting the new electricity networks and enhancing electrical power distribution networks in various governorates of the Sultanate. The Sultanate, represented by the Ministry of Transport and Communications and the Telecommunications Regulatory Authority, hosts the third regional preparatory meeting for the International Telecommunication Union Plenipotentiary Conference to be held in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, on October 2018. The meeting will bring together views and unify positions on various issues to come up with joint Arab work papers relevant to the decisions, recommendations and outputs that will result from this conference. The Arab Group will work on finalizing a number of joint Arab countries' proposals that reflect the challenges of the telecommunications and information technology sectors in the region and the mechanisms that will help to safeguard the interests of the Arab countries. Promoting Omani-Iranian relations in industrial investment and economic sectors were the most dominant discussions of the Omani-Iranian businessmen meeting. More details in the following report.
إمكانيات كل دولة للراغبين في الاستثمار أو عقد صفقات أو تأسيس شراكات Omani and Iranian businessmen meet in Muscat to enhance trade exchange, identify products of both countries, overcome challenges and obstacles among businessmen, exchange visits of trade delegations, sign bilateral agreements and memorandums of understanding related to the exercise of economic activities between Omani and Iranian institutions. The meeting also reviewed areas of enhancing the Omani-Iranian relations in the industrial, investments and economic sectors, developing the private sector and the process of trade exchange between the two friendly countries, and working on establishing trade and investment partnerships that will develop the business sector. The meeting also dealt with the facilities available in the field of granting visas, especially for businessmen, as well as studying the use of one of the ports of the Sultanate and processing it to receive Iranian goods and encourage investors on both sides to discuss business opportunities.
As part of the joint cooperation program between the Sultanate's government and UNICEF organization, a workshop discussed the role of the Sultanate in the field of early childhood integrated care. The UNICEF office said that this role and the government's efforts in this field during the last 4 decades with regard to health education and social care. The workshop dealt with comprehensive mechanisms to activate national strategies of childhood care, education and social work for this stage. The Research Council has extended the registration period for the Student Research Support Program until the end of July. The Student Research Support Program is one of the programs established by the Council to build research capacity among students of higher education institutions. The total number of student research funded by the program during the 5 years since its inception reached 309 projects, benefiting more than 1,000 students from different institutions of higher education. The Council aims at developing a culture of scientific research in the Sultanate, enhancing creative abilities in research activities, enriching the knowledge of undergraduate students in the field of scientific research and its applications. The development of work mechanisms in the field of health, safety and risk management at colleges of technology in the Sultanate was the center of discussion at the workshop on the development of partnership among colleges of technology and private sector establishments. The event was organized by the Ministry of Manpower. It aimed to raise awareness about health and safety in workplaces. A number of work papers on risk management and environmental health and the experience of colleges of technology and some establishments in the Sultanate in this field. Still to come in our news bulletin. Population aging, known as the silver economy, was discussed at the second session of the Inside Stories 2018. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Municipal Council in the Governorate of Wusta in its meeting discussed a number of topics related to the preparedness of services during the Kharif season as visitors pass by the wilayas of the Governorate of Al Wusta towards the Dhofar Governorate. During the meeting, it also reviewed the delay in the process of new municipal fees, in addition to the quicksand issue on public roads and its effect on the traffic movement. It also focused on other topics on its agenda and took proper decisions as well as recommendations about them. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Mu'addad bin Muhammad Al Yaqoubi, Governor of Al Wusta, Chairman of the Council. National Statistics and Information Center and the College of Financial and Banking Studies signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU related to exchange of expertise in the field of analytical studies for financial data between both parties. The MOU came within the framework of efforts exerted to establish joint cooperation between the colleges and the center based on the principle of participation and exchanging benefits, in addition to enhancing outcomes of the center related to economic and financial statistics and analyzing data and other statistical indices. The Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Export Development, ITHRA, organized the second session of the Inside Stories 2018 under the theme The Silver Economy. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi has more details in the following report.
As people live to 100 in some parts of the world, it is more likely to see longer retirement than careers. It is also expected that the 65-year-olds will outnumber those under 5, representing a historic trend. Therefore, the second session of the Inside Stories 2018, organized by ITHRA, focused on the topic of population aging, referred to as the silver economy.
The silver economy basically concerns itself with all the possibilities that are available for senior citizens, those who are 65 years and above. And generally speaking, their needs and requirements are quite different. For Oman, some of the key areas to think about as we develop tourism, health industries, as well as IT, as ways to provide solutions that are tailored for this group of citizens, not only in Oman, but internationally.
The session shed light on the opportunities and challenges that stem from having an aging population and the implications of this concept, particularly for the Sultanate.
The fastest growing global economy in the world is the silver economy. They expect it will be worth 15 trillion in consumer spending by 2020, and that's generating huge opportunities for new businesses, for older adults to set up those businesses as well as for younger adults to do so. Ireland, like Oman, has had a very young population, and yet we saw an opportunity in this global market to be able to lead out in some sectors within that global smart aging economy.
It is worth mentioning that the experts in the phenomenon of population aging emphasize on the importance of planning ahead, targeting the changing needs of this category, as well as exploiting the business opportunities that arise from smart aging economy. The business of aging, turning silver into gold, is indeed the key outcome of this discussion panel, which emphasized on looking into opportunities presented by aging population and utilizing their productive capacity. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
Around 70 initiatives were presented by 170 male and female students from 17 academic institutions in the Sultanate. It is part of the second phase of a program to transfer student projects to established firms. Several government bodies are taking part in the program. It aims to develop the graduation projects of higher education students and transfer them to small and medium-sized enterprises. The projects covered areas such as industrial intelligence, smart cities, and information security. The Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources, in cooperation with the World Bank, organized a work session entitled Managing Water Scarcity in the Sultanate, Opportunities and Challenges. The session discussed available challenges and opportunities for developing water sector in the upcoming 20 years, which form a part of the efforts exerted to achieve Omani Vision 2040 within the framework of achieving sustainable development goals in the Sultanate. The work session aimed to shed light on water plans and projects, in addition to determine economy water systems proposals to be implemented during the coming 5-year plans. The real estate sector in the Sultanate is one of the most potential areas that contribute to boosting the national economy. Therefore, the private sector is investing actively in this particular area. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
The real estate activity in the Sultanate witnessed an increase by 3.6%, with a total value of more than 1.26 billion Omani riyals by the end of May 2018, according to the June 2018 statistical bulletin issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information. This activity has been accompanied by an active private sector investment in this area.
I believe the most beautiful pieces of land is with you guys. So I think if you're talking about real estate market, the best opportunity, it's a matured economy, visionary leaders, strong political system, strong financial system. I think Oman is a perfect opportunity for affordable real estate segment.
The real estate sector is one of the backbone segments that contribute to diversifying the sources of income and boosting the national economy.
It creates more opportunity for investment as well as employment, because it is an industry which impacts every other industry.
The private sector investments in the real estate market is seen in a variety of projects, like building residential units and complexes with wide-ranging services. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar with chances of intermittent drizzle. West of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of dust, raising wind over the Governorates of Dhahira, Buraimi, Wusta and Dakhiliya. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. State Council recommends a national strategy for craft industries. An agreement is signed for developing west of Al Irfan city area in the Governorate of Muscat with a cost of 5 billion Omani riyals. More than 1.1 billion Omani riyals is the total of revenues by NEMA Group in 2017. And the third regional preparatory meeting for the International Telecommunication Union Plenipotentiary Conference is held in Muscat. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.